Campers, it's me, Ari Lehman, the first Jason Voorhees. From Friday the 13th, I'm here with AJ, and he's got the juiciest slice ready for you. It's dripping with blood. Jason never dies.
What makes a horror film kill memorable, terrific, even in some way profound or poignant? Let's explore. Thanks for checking this out. If anything about it trips your fancy, please like, subscribe, and share.
Yes.
Without further ado,
You just gotta turn off the
Funny airs.
filters.
Okay. So, as I was saying,
at the beginning of the fresh hell of a new pandemic, popular horror YouTuber Josh receives a Zoom call from his tech-illiterate administrator, James.
It's not a hit. That's still not right.
Apparently I'm a pirate now.
Who hasn't been in the position of humoring a quote-unquote superior while they bumble with something that could be dealt with easily?
Let me see, hold on one second.
Yeah, it's just a filter. All you gotta do is
It might be a lost cause.
Look, I don't really have much more time to mess with this. I don't know how to fix all this stuff.
The gist comes down to that Josh's day job,
We're going to do a little preemptive shutdown, unfortunately, and they're saying that this one is going to be worse than the others.
is going bye-bye.
So we're going to switch to online sales, and most of our stores, in fact, all of our stores are going to be shutting down.
At least for the time being.
well, is there any indications of when we're gonna reopen?
There's not.
Harsh facts brought into sharp focus.
So what, I just wait?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't just wait.
James' answers and solutions.
I mean, there's other jobs out there, and, this whole thing, you might find something to do, a little side hustle or something while you wait for us to decide when it's financially best for us to open.
Are less than bolstering. Josh is understandably not enamored with the situation.
So I'm just out of a job.
Well, I wouldn't quite put it like that. I mean, you're not being terminated. You're technically still with the company.
Something of an uncomfortable silence ensues. Until James breaks the tension by proving he's a bit of a rapscallion.
It's kind of funny, actually.
Another round of strict social distancing means the whole world is once again closed, and this leads to a period of deep personal isolation for Josh. Circumstances mean his wife and daughter are sequestered on the opposite coast. Everyone nearby has their own quarantine concerns.
Wonder if I could, crash there for a bit or something?
Well, I mean... Yeah, I don't really know you that well, man.
So, he has to go it alone, which would be no problem for a creative type like Josh, but he happens to be in the midst of ghostly happenings, which means he's been hassled, harassed, and harangued by the Amityville curse, the embodiment of which is a nasty supernatural entity that gives him no quarter nor allows him any peace for the duration.
And go where, asshole? Everything's fucking closed!
When he's about at his wit's end.
I'm coming apart! Oh, mother of God, I'm coming apart!
Okay, he's got it together a little better than that.
I don't know how much tighter I can hold. I'm holding so tight that it's like CPR class or something. It feels like I've been doing this for weeks now.
I mean, he's not to the point he's out brutally assaulting trees. Anyhow, Josh finally hears from James after his significant sojourn from the outside world.
How's it going? Long time no see, kid. How you holding up?
Not too good, I guess. It's been rough.
Good omen. James is his jovial, upbeat self.
Well, I mean, you're not a pirate anymore.
That's true. I don't know exactly what I did, but I hit some buttons, and now I'm no longer a pirate. I'm an angel.
I appreciate his gentler approach to retail.
Less raping and pillaging.
Less raping sounds promising, yeah.
Agreed? Yep.
Walking the tightrope of sanity and stability, this call was just what Josh needed to regain some equilibrium.
So anyway, you're probably wondering why I'm reaching out.
Yes, I am.
Suffice to say, having been put through the ringer by the cruel, merciless, and rather relentless paranormal force with an edge in psychological gamesmanship,
I think I have good news for you. I hope this is good news. It's good news if you're interested in coming back to work.
That sounds amazing, actually.
it's no wonder he's so elated and relieved to learn he will be returning to work, because it means he can finally escape the house and, hopefully, the torment.
So it looks like we're probably going to try and reopen in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks from yesterday, actually, which is about 13 days.
The notion of impending freedom dancing in his eyes.
Oh, but look, you have no idea how much I am looking forward to that. What do you need from me?
Well, we can get you back on the books pretty much right away. We're hoping you can start work the end of next week.
Josh is beyond pleased to accommodate whatever is needed.
Get in there, get things back into shape, and open up shop again.
Okay, the sooner the better. Like, I just really need to get the hell out of this house.
To grant him the freedom to go back to work.
Yeah, okay, so, well, there's a list of protocols needed to prepare the store for cleanliness reasons and safety, but if you're all in, then we're all good.
I am all in. Where do I sign?
Which has to be some kind of oxymoron, freedom to return to work. But then a lot of life is paradoxical.
I've got paperwork here, I can process this, and then you're all good. All I have to do is sign the form, email you a copy, and we're back in business.
In the fine tradition of the Amityville horror franchise, I'm sure escaping the house will be the big deciding factor.
You sign it so I can see it.
Great. Okay, I got my pen. I'm just going to sign this thing right here, initial right here. You'll get your job back and give your life some purpose once more.
It's not like things are going to get a whole lot worse before they get better.
All right, let's return from La La Land because that ain't gonna happen.
If I wanted a joke, I'd follow you into the John and watch you take a leak.
Okay, so we all know things are definitely going to get a whole lot worse before they get better.
You'll get your job back and give your life some purpose once more.
What seems like maybe an internet connectivity or buffering issue.
All right,
Lord knows that's caused most of us vexation at some point or other.
Okay, I mean, there's no need to keep me in suspense. Like, you can just go ahead and sign it.
Turns into one of those pregnant silences that obliges you to break the awkwardness.
Is this like you're letting the tension build? Like, are you setting the mood? Do I need to do a drum roll or something? I do not have drums.
Josh is stuck there uncomfortably until James makes a move.
There you go. But you're leaving. Where are you? Is the pen's out of ink, right?
Only out of frame for a moment.
You just going to get another pen? Just get another pen, right?
He returns with a surprise.
James? Oh, hey, that is not a pen. What are you doing, man?
Josh doesn't know what to make of it.
James?
As though a self-destruct sequence was initiated, what James does next is nothing short of horrendous, chilling, and traumatizing.
Hey! No, hey!
Josh has little choice but to bear witness to the entire harrowing and gruesome act.
No!
With no contingency plan in place, Josh has no trouble lamenting his frustration.
Okay, I'm alright.
But let's be honest, James probably got the worst of all this.
Oh, Lord.
What propels some exits to extraordinary can come down to how they tonally fly in the face of the preceding scares and hilarity, with the kind of horror that gets under anyone's skin. In a comedic horror film, this can be problematic, balancing the laughs and scares, especially deeply disturbing scares. Not to imply the film doesn't have serious moments, and the stakes aren't high.
Good, good.
But James' exit takes the proverbial cake when it comes to sudden tonal shifts that arise so organically it works not only as a disturbing demise, it redefines the terrible extent of the danger, showing that proximity is not an issue for the curse. It can reach out and glean from the greater herd.
Yeah, yeah.
Which will bear a huge factor later in the film.
You're talking in circles.
This exit also achieves a high watermark of horror, one that taps into the sort of primal fear that's universal, that of total loss of control, of being absolutely powerless in the face of an overwhelming force that's as good as unstoppable. Sometimes that can be a psychological compulsion that drives someone to self-harm.
What are you doing to yourself?
Or in this case, a supernatural entity that forces a man to slice his own neck. The depiction of such an action has an almost unfair advantage in creating discomfort, distress, and terror. Because the instinct of self-preservation is so strong, very few can see something like that without recoiling in some way. I personally feel the tightness in my perineum.
Yep, that stands up to scrutiny.
Not to mention, at least to those who are like me and hear the call of the void particularly loudly, it begs uncomfortable questions.
You think you could do that to yourself? Like crazy?
When self-harm to the extent it goes beyond self-mutilation into an act akin to seppuku, or in layman's terms harakiri, but even worse because it has nothing to do with honor, is a special form of disturbing. I find such scenes particularly rough. I'm reminded of what's maybe the most memorable image in the Dead Zone. Serial killer Frank Dodd was avoiding responsibility for his actions. In James' case, is he merely acting as a puppet? The whole sequence brings into question just how powerful is this thing that can compel somebody to do something so far outside what a sane mind will allow. Speculation over whether or not James was a mindless drone as he ran the blade across his gullet could give someone insomnia. The notion of being aware like an engineer in a runaway locomotive while your body acts outside your control to do such a destructive thing is beyond horrifying.
When you're in a hole, stop digging.
I appreciate that the scene plays on the power of the action over a gorier effect. A spray of arterial blood would have been gratuitous, when the focus should be on the face and eyes of the man fatally goring himself.
I'm not stubborn, I'm proud.
That's kind of the same thing.
No, it's an important distinction.
Isolation can breed craziness, and Josh's self-centered reaction reflects how far down the rabbit hole seclusion has driven him. Well, that and psychological torture by that pesky supernatural entity. As James bleeds out, certainly ruining what could very well be an expensive carpet, Josh bemoans his bad luck.
No! God! Come on! Come, give me a break here! Come on! Just something! Like the light at the end of the tunnel! The cookie after my meal! Just anything!
Which could seem quite callous, but that's part and parcel of the Amityville curse. It strips away a person's compassion, sympathy, and empathy as the haunting twists and twists them into madness. This film establishes such a sense of verisimilitude, of reality, that even outlandish elements arise believably. So when James ends himself, it feels like watching a real event unfold, and the ramifications are heartbreaking.
Well, we can certainly say you're not afraid to be reductive.
To the outside world, it would appear James self-deleted in a particularly brutal and unexplainable way, bringing all that baggage to his demise, heaving that pressing weight on his loved ones, who would probably speculate forever about why. Because even if the footage were examined, there's not a lot of explanation to be found beyond a complete instantaneous mental break or a supernatural entity. Since deaths aren't too often attributed to ghosts or poltergeists or demons, in fact, save for the Bell Witch event, not at all, James would likely go down as someone who inexplicably lost his mind. In the end, poor James is the unwitting victim of something he knows nothing about. Or maybe it was a coincidence, and in that moment, as he and Josh were excited about the world of retail reopening, he realized the grinding pointlessness of his existence and decided it would be better to end it all. Actually, maybe that was what the curse played on, and on some level it was a voluntary act.
God help us!
I have just a couple of final points before I wrap this up.
Well, I'm sincerely glad to hear that, for all our sakes.
I apologize for nothing.
I like the dinosaur wall art behind James. No matter how you shake it, dinosaurs are always evocative of death and extinction. I also find the business with the filter and the halo inspired. I love how the ring kind of hangs in the air as he falls out of frame. With that setup, when James exits, I can only conclude the film is making it perfectly clear not to expect any guardian angel to come to the rescue. A brilliant misdirection considering what happens later. Von Floof, anyone?
Shut up and take my money!
Well, I've about reached the end of the rope, so I won't leave you dangling. Thank you for hearing out my ramblings. Please share any refutations, opinions, accusations, japes, or other ideas in the comments below. And please join me for whatever I'm up to next time. Bye now.
Bye, creepy man! Keep it creepy!
He's a weird guy.
Better than being a pirate, I suppose.